welcome to the show. It's great to have you on the show today. Want to thank you, viewers, for always tuning in to Tammy. It's such a pleasure that we're here with you every Thursday at 7 p.m. This month is Artists with a Purpose. And we've been talking about the Power of Now series, and what that means is you do what God has purposed you to do and has given you those gifts and talents for you to carry out your dreams and live out your life, a meaningful life. And so today's show, we had two guests, Karen KJ Johnson. And unfortunately, Karen's not going to be on the show with us today. KJ had a family emergency. And so, of course, Karen, we are praying for you and your family, but want to thank you again for agreeing to be on the show. Look forward to having you on again. And our guest that's on for us this entire hour, his name is Mr. Bakari Jumbo. And so I'm looking forward to speaking with him. And I just want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy because it's coming up next. The Curry Insurance Agency has served the community for over 30 years with hundreds of trained representatives to assist you in selecting health plans. Curry Insurance Agency is the largest marketing insurance group in the state of South Carolina for Medicare Advantage and represents all major health carriers. Curry's motto is people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Call the Curry Agency today at 803-536-0889. The Cecil Williams South Carolina Civil Rights Museum is the Palmetto State's first and only museum. It honors a generation of people, black and white, throughout the state of South Carolina who deserve to be remembered for their unselfish commitments and sacrifices. Enjoy an immersive and entertaining virtual tour. For more information, visit www.cecilwilliams.com. Hello and welcome to the show. Well, listen, as I told you, we have a great show planned for you. Again, if you're just joining us for the opening, I talked about Karen KJ Johnson, who was going to be our first guest. Unfortunately, Karen is not going to be able to be on the show. She has a family emergency, and so of course we're praying for her family and for her. And we look forward to having her later on the show. But our guest for today, very special guest. Let me tell you a little bit about him. He's a devoted husband to Imani, a loving father, grandfather, life insurance advisor, real estate investor, mentor, transformational speaker. He's the CEO of Sky Legacy Financial Services and Akabumla Lifestyle LLC. And he's going to tell me how to pronounce that the right way. So anyway, without further ado, listen, want to introduce you to Mr. Bakari Jumbo. Come on out, Mr. Bakari. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking yourself.
Yes, sir. I'm doing well. Well, listen, I know I kind of jumbled up that. So tell us about the Lifestyle LLC.
El Kebalon.
Say it one more time.
El Kebalon.
Al Camberlain. Okay, I was close.
It's
Okay.
all right.
All right. So listen, it's great having you on the show, and I do want to thank you
Thank
again
you
for being on the show.
You're
Tell
welcome.
us a little bit about who Bakari Jumbo is.
Well, I'm a servant. That's really most important. I've been chosen to serve. I'm originally from Rochester, New York. I'm a person whose mindset has been transformed. Once upon a time, I was in the streets and I lost a lot of friends. I grew up in a very impoverished area, and I know what it is to go to the corner store to get credit. I know what it is to be on welfare. But a transformed mind is what helped me to transition from poverty to prosperity. I made up my mind to go into the United States Marine Corps. I was 18 going on 19 years old. I went in and did 20 years of service. Thereafter, I started serving the community. I also mentor young men from the ages of 7 through 17. Additionally, I mentor men, and I'm also a philanthropist. I do work in the community, not only just verbally, but I also I like to put my hands to the plow and also put my money, if you will, where my mouth is. So we definitely sold into various organizations, grassroots organizations
Mhm.
that does work, rather, excuse me, for our community.
That's right. Now, I want you to kind of go back because I want to start at the beginning. You talked about being in the street
Yes.
and how you have been able to transform your life. Kind of give us a little bit about when you were in the street and what were
hmm
some of the things that was happening, and
hmm
then how you transformed to where you are now.
Well, when I was out there, of course, it was a lot of chaos. Unfortunately, I lost my best friend, Reginald Miller, peace and blessings be upon him. He was 14 years old, and he had unfortunately got his brains blown out at that age. Another one of my good friends got into a shootout with an undercover cop, and he shot the cop. The cop shot him, and he died on the way to the hospital. I myself personally was almost shot twice, point blank range. One time I was set up at a barbershop once they found out who I was, and I had divine intervention to come in the midst and to save me all of those times. It had nothing to do with how tough I was at that time. It was nothing but the hand of the divine. Those who want to say angels, those who want to say God, the Most High, Allah, Oludumare, whatever. I know it was divine intervention. It was no doubt in my mind that I was protected. And
Hmm.
so those near-death experiences let me know that I have a purpose. I literally had people walking up to me, giving me a divine message, telling me that there's something special about me. And this individual that told me that, he ended up transitioning afterwards.
Mm.
And then there was some other people. They was like, "Man, you have a gift to speak. Man, you really touched my life, man. I never met anyone like you. You really helped me to come out of this situation." And so right there and then I knew that my gift to speak and to serve was a ministry. And rather than me tearing up my community and being a minister to society, I was supposed to be a blessing to society. And that was spoken to my spirit.
Wow. And how old were you when this happened?
Which account, please?
When you received word, those and we call them prophecies. Most
hmm
people would call it prophecies. How old were you when people started speaking into your life?
Honestly, I was in my adolescent years. I was in my adolescent years, and also I received the prophecies, if you will, and Ephi. It's the divination, or
Hmm.
a Dafa. You got a message, but
Yes.
nevertheless, though, I got those messages in my adolescent years and in my adulthood, my early adulthood, like in my early 20s. Actually, I started preaching when I was 20 years old.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's what happened.
Wow. So are you still preaching?
Absolutely. It may not be in a religious sense, but I'm
Right.
definitely a messenger. I'm also
Right.
kind of
Right. Right.
spiritual, and I respect everybody's views and stuff like that. I
Right.
believe we all have our purpose in this earth. And we must come to that conclusion. And once we find that out, then it's upon us to fulfill that purpose in this world. So
Hmm.
that's what I'm here to do. I'm a messenger. I'm a minister. I serve because by definition, as you know, that's what it means anyway. So I'm a
That's right.
servant.
That's right. That's right. Well, just talking with you, having the brief conversation with you and Amani, you all are a powerhouse couple. That's what I call you.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Miss
I
Amani, you
appreciate
listening? A powerhouse couple.
it.
And saying that, you said
Take
that
it
you
from my
knew at an
phone.
early age that you wanted to, that your purpose was to teach, to speak.
Yes, ma'am.
When did you know that you were going to be an entrepreneur?
That's a good question. Thank you for that question. Honestly, it was that beautiful woman that you just finished acknowledging. In all honesty, Tammy, I didn't even know what I was going to do. I really did. I was like, wow, I didn't expect this, but this is what I'm supposed to do. Like, I just kept hearing real estate in my spirit. And my wife, prior to she and I marrying, she was involved in e-commerce, eBay to be more specific. And so she said, I used to do that, and we was thinking about multiple ways to bring in multiple streams of income. Because like I teach, for you to be a multimillionaire, you need those multiple streams of income. So
Yeah.
we just brought our minds together. We had mastermind sessions, in our room, and we prayed and we talked about it. And what came to us was real estate, and what came to us was e-commerce. And so my wife was like, I noticed you keep talking about real estate. You keep talking about real estate. I said, sweetheart, I just keep hearing that in my spirit.
Mm.
And then my wife, we were sitting out at the park, and she told me, we're gonna get some houses that's gonna be in the 20-some thousand. That's when my faith got tested.
Mm.
Because me being from New York, I never heard no 20, 20, I never heard no houses that low in my life. 20, I was like, what? I was like, where are we going? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I heard it in my spirit. So that's honestly when my faith actually had grown. And then I heard her speak, and she said, we're going to get a home. And this is our primary residence. We're going to get a home, no money down, no closing costs. Again, my faith was tested. I was like, what? You, all right, okay. If you say that's what you're hearing, that's what you believe, then so be it, and my faith increased because that's exactly what happened. The doors
Wow.
started opening. I literally seen my wife transition from her job to being self-employed because of being an investor. She had invested from her teenage years into her adulthood at the time, the age that she was. I'm not going to tell her age. I want to stay married.
You better.
But to that age she was at that present time before she actually walked off the job, and she came to me. She said, Sweets, what I need to do, because I fully retired at the age of 39. And she came to me. She said, "What did you do?" I said, "Well, I just did the math. Honestly, I just did the math. I had brought down my debt, which brought more income in, and it had positioned me for me to be able to fully retire at the age of 39. I had a plan. I stuck with the plan, and I worked the plan." And she said, "Okay," and she did that. And literally, my wife, now this year be a total of 3 years that my wife has been self-employed. So it was her, she just kept saying, "Hey, I believe in El Cabalon lifestyle. I believe it could generate us, like at least 10,000, 15,000. The number went up since then. We speaking 20 and 30,000, but we literally have hit that goal and actually went over it.
Wow.
Making that monthly in our e-commerce business. So it was my wife. My wife actually came and gave me some books by Robert Kiyosaki, investment books, Tom Wheelwright, tax books. And that information literally stirred up wealth in my mindset. And it shifted my thinking. And I started thinking bigger. We started doing bigger things, and we started making bigger amounts of money.
Wow. I see it, Amani. 20,000 per month. Come on now.
All praises. And
Somebody.
we're working towards that. We're getting there too. We really are.
Wow. Wow. So explain to me, what does so you gotta say it again.
Al Cabalon,
Alkebalon. What
the
does
land
that
of the
mean?
spirited people, like
Okay.
people that's upright people. It's a very ancient word. I learned it a few years ago. Actually, my mentor from Ghana, Dr. AK, who is a Khan, specifically Fanti, he was the one who actually had taught me about that. I had never heard the word in my life up until that point. I researched it, and I found out it was actually an ancient name for Africa. So that's the reason why we utilize that name for the business.
Okay. Alkebalon. Now I got it. Alkebalon lifestyle.
Yes, ma'am.
So as we're talking, there's so many points that you mentioned. One was that you are a real estate investor.
Absolutely.
And two, that Amani was really the catapult,
Yes.
the catalyst
Yes.
behind getting you to the point where you both are now, as I say, that powerhouse couple. Talk about real estate and being an investor, because I know a lot of people that are listening saying,
Yes.
when you get to buy a home, as you said, Amani said, no money down, no down payment, no cash that you have to put out, and this was your primary home at the time.
Yes,
Talk
ma'am.
about how that happened.
Well, what we did was, and I love these questions. You asked some wonderful questions,
Well,
Tammy.
thank you,
You
thank
asked some
you. Hey,
wonderful
listen, I'm
questions.
only asking because I'm curious, and I want other people. I know these are questions that they want to hear. They
Yes,
want to ask
indeed.
you these questions.
Well, you spoke it earlier, and as I aforementioned, my wife, she invested. My wife invested. So what she did was she had a 401k, and what she did was she utilized that and she invested it into the properties where we had purchased the properties free and clear.
Hmm.
So all those monies came directly to us. So that's what had empowered her to be able to do that. And also for us to be able to do what we did is we had to fix our credit. We had to fix our credit. So we also had to have a low debt ratio and a high income ratio. So what
Mm-hmm.
we did was we eliminated that debt so it can balance out, got our credit score to where it needed to be so we can bring that interest rate down so we can have that nice low interest rate. Again, the
Mm-hmm.
king and the queen came together. We took dominion and we was fruitful and we multiplied. We got those properties and we invested in those properties and it positioned my wife to come off that job.
Mm.
Yes,
Mm.
yes, that's exactly what we did.
Wow, wow. And I see Amani, she's saying great credit is a key. And we know that because a lot of people, this is creative expressions and gifts. I'm sorry. A lot of people don't understand the power of credit.
Oh yeah,
Unfortunately for some people, for people of color, that seems to be one of the biggest obstacles
yes, ma'am.
that stop us from getting where we want to be or where we need to be.
That's right.
Talk about paying down that debt because I've
Okay.
had I have a financial consultant that comes on, Michelle, quarterly, that comes on and talks to us about that. But from your standpoint, being a realtor investor, how important was that for you all to have that great credit?
Extensively, very, very, very important. Because you turn your credit into cash. I believe you leverage your credit score. I mean, what's the purpose of having an 800 credit score, but you don't have any assets? You don't
Mm-hmm.
have anything to complement that 800 credit score, right? So what we want to do is we want to leverage that. We want to get assets. Assets is pretty much an investment in that which appreciates. For instance, real estate property, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you get the equity in the home, okay, and that equity in that home appreciates. It goes up depending on what zip code is in because it's very important for you to understand how to come up with comps being in real estate.
Mm-hmm.
So, nevertheless, that zip code. So, what you do is you look for a property that has high interest, in it. Well, not high interest, but high equity in it, and then what you do is you use that credit. You get that property that already has the equity in it, like what we did. Man, that equity went through the roof
Wow.
because we looked at the amenities in that area. We looked at,
Mm-hmm.
okay, the schools, the shopping centers, the grocery stores, all of those things matter. The crime rate, all of those things play a role in the equity in that property, the cost of that property. Because if
Mm-hmm.
it's in a bad neighborhood, that's the reason why in the neighborhoods that we live in that are bad, that's the reason why it's so low because there's no good value there.
That's right. That's right. We have some creative expressions and gifts. Says, I've always wondered how you can pay off a $58,000 vehicle in 4 years, yet it takes you 30 years to pay off a $58,000 home. You want to comment on that?
Well, that's good. I mean, you're talking about high interest, as well. So this is another reason why we want to ensure that we get that interest rate down.
Mm-hmm.
And also, when you look at it as well, some people don't believe in making extra payments. Some people do, things of that nature. But for those who do, that's totally up to you. It's debatable. People don't agree, so I'm not on here to debate. But it's really that interest rate. That's really what it is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. This is great information because talking with you, I can see how you both are so passionate and Amani, you're in the kitchen getting things together, but you cooking it up on the show with all of the comments. And I appreciate that. Also, I appreciate the comments
That's
from
my
Roderick,
queen.
as well as Creative Expressions and Gifts. We want to shout them out and say thank you for tuning in. But one of the things that I want to touch on is serial entrepreneur.
Yes.
We talked about you becoming this entrepreneur,
Hmm.
but when you hear the word serial entrepreneur, talk about how you were able to do that, and what that means.
Okay, serial just simply means multiple businesses. You pretty much control. I like to say when you start talking to wealthy people, you really get away from ownership. Like a lot of times people don't understand the private sector about putting your business in a trust or getting an LLC, getting a corporation, getting an S corp, right? That business becomes its own entity,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so, with that being said, I don't really say own because, again, I have a trust. We have a family trust. We put our business in the trust. That's something, we'll deal with, because it's a good tax shelter, protects you from probate.
Yes,
In
yes.
certain states, you got to know what laws it is in the state, but
Mm-hmm.
nevertheless, though, it's a good shelter for your business for protection. But nevertheless, though, yeah.
Yeah, wow. And so, how are you all able to, I'm not going to say juggle, but how are
Mhm.
you all able to keep up with all of your businesses?
Our strengths and weaknesses. My wife, she does what I'm not strong at, and I do what she's not strong at. And we ensure that we don't put more on us than what we can bear. Additionally, we have help.
All right.
We have help.
That's good.
So I firmly believe that you can't do it by yourself. I mean, if I may, Walmart, a lot of these major brands that we know, they have help. They all these major corporations, they have employees, they have help. So success doesn't only just leave clues. It also gives you evidence.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Of what can happen should you follow the clues.
That's right. That's right. Wow. That's some good information. I mean, this is powerful. I want to ask you, as far as husband and wife, I'm talking about how do you kind of keep everything going, but how do
Sure.
you and Amani keep together with all of these businesses? Because it's like you have the businesses,
Hmm.
and then you've got to really balance that. How do you balance
Absolutely.
your marriage and your business and working together?
Excellent. Wonderful question. Easy day for us. Easy day. We use time management. It's just that simple. We make sure that we don't put money before our family.
Mm.
Although money is the answer to all things, but it's not the answer to keeping the fire going in your marriage. You got to put the logs in the fire. You got to keep it kindled. You see, and so
Uh-huh.
what we do, what we do is every Friday and Saturday and Sunday we have date weekend. My
Mm.
wife and I always set aside time, and then after the work day is over, we always communicate. Now, some people may say, come on, brother Bakari. Now, every day, yes, every day, no exaggeration, because
Wow.
my wife and I, we make each other a priority.
Wow.
We make sure that we take out the time to nurture our relationship,
Mm-hmm.
and this is
Mm-hmm.
the reason why it's so strong, as well as prayer. We're spiritual. We're moral people. So we keep that at the foundation, but we know it's not just prayer alone because faith without works is dead.
That's right.
So we got to put in the work, for the dream and the vision to come to fruition. What am I saying? I'm saying this because marriage is the same. Don't you have a dream and a vision about you want your marriage to be full of bliss until you transition from this earth?
Mm. Mm-hmm.
That means that you got to put in the work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
got to put in the work. So before the harvest, you got to put in the work. So you got to work so you can harvest love in that relationship.
Wow. Wow, come on, speak the truth now. And as you're talking about marriage, it's just not about marriage. It's also about your business because you've got to put
Absolutely.
in the work. People look and say, "Oh, listen, they making $20,000 a month," but what they don't see is behind the scenes where you all are really putting that work and making it like a wheel that it keeps going on and on and on.
Absolutely. I totally
Yeah.
agree. Awesome.
Wow.
Go ahead and
Wow.
work that thing.
Yeah, you preaching today now.
You are too, Tammy. You are too.
You
Come on, let's
coming with
tag
it.
team. Let's do
Yeah,
it.
you coming with it. I love that. So as we're going to be transitioning in a little bit. You're going to stay with me on for the second half. The things that I want to touch on with you, I want you to talk about Sky Financial and your services.
Yes.
I also want to talk about the best and worst moments in your career. And so we're gonna be taking that break. But we got a comment from Sharon Baker, who was on. Tiana, if you'll pull that comment up and let's show what Miss Sharon said. She said, "We don't have the initial discussion about buying a house. Is it to live in or to create wealth? Depending on the answer, we know what to do. We now know what to do next."
Uh-huh.
Your
I love that.
comments.
Yes, absolutely. Because some people they say, and this is where it becomes debatable at. Because when you think about investing, they always say that, it's something where it's going to make you money instead of taking money away from you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what we have to also understand in business, you get what's called a write-off, right?
Correct.
So nobody really avoids taxes. You minimize your taxes, right? You know what I'm saying? So a house is a tax write-off when you have a home-based business.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to look at your property taxes. That's a write-off. What you also pay on that home. So when you know how to use your house right, like the equity in your house, right? You
Mm-hmm.
take the equity from your home and you don't go buy a Gucci bag or Louis Vuitton.
Come on.
You
Come
go
on.
buy a house.
Come on.
Find you a home where you could use that money to put a down payment on. You put you a tenant in that house. The tenant pays your mortgage that you have on that home. When you get a bank, when you refinance it, called the burst strategy, and then what happens is you use that house for passive income. So you can leverage your house if you know how.
Mm. Wow. Okay. So this is one on one. I'm telling you, this is what we call that 101 class 101 with Bakari Jumbo. Listen, Bakari, I want you to come back. Of course, we're going to come back and talk about some more information that you have to share with us. But my last question before we finish is, what makes you tick?
What makes me tick? I would say love. I would definitely say that my faith. That's what makes me tick. Wisdom. So those are the things that make me tick. My passion to see people succeed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because without people, I know we're used to hearing saying without the vision, the people perish, but without the people, the vision would perish.
That's right.
And the dream would perish.
Perish.
So
Mm-hmm.
my passion is for people because I want to challenge you on this. Singer, where would you be without a listener?
Mm.
Author, where would you be without a reader? Musician, where would you be without a listener?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Wow.
without the people, the vision and the dream would perish. Those you are entrepreneurs, where would you be without your customers?
That's right. That's right. Wow. Bakari, you coming back. Listen, I want you to sit tight because we're going to come back with Bakari. So just sit back again and relax because let me tell you, this next segment is going to be fire as well. So, Bakari, come back with us and we'll be right back. Okay?
Yes, Tammy.
All right. Thank you. The Cecil Williams South Carolina Civil Rights Museum is the Palmetto State's first and only museum. It honors a generation of people, black and white, throughout the state of South Carolina who deserve to be remembered for their unselfish commitments and sacrifices. Enjoy an immersive and entertaining virtual tour. For more information, visit www.cecilwilliams.com. The Curry Insurance Agency has served the community for over 30 years with hundreds of trained representatives to assist you in selecting health plans. Curry Insurance Agency is the largest marketing insurance group in the state of South Carolina for Medicare Advantage and represents all major health carriers. Curry's motto is people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Call the Curry Agency today at 803-536-0889. Welcome back to the show. Well, you see, if you missed the first segment, I'm telling you, you have missed some great nuggets. Bakari Jumbar, husband to Amani, father, grandfather, life insurance advisor, real estate investor, mentor, transformational speaker, CEO of Sky Financial Services, and Akabulan. Did I say it right?
Yes, you got it.
Akabulan Lifestyle
You
LLC.
even said it with the accent. I like it. All right.
Akabula. Well, listen, trying as speaking different languages, Bakari. But I want to welcome the folks back to the show, and I want to thank you, Bakari, for being able to join us for this hour.
Thank you for
Earlier we
having me.
were talking about being an entrepreneur. We talked about how you became an entrepreneur, and a lot of it is credited to your wife because she's the
Absolutely.
catalyst
Oh, yeah.
behind you and all
Sure.
that you've been doing.
Mhm.
There's a question that I had, and I didn't ask it earlier, but I wanted to find out from you, what advice would you give to people who want to become entrepreneurs?
I would say definitely educate yourself in regards to how business works and get you a solid mentor. Somebody who is doing it in real life. You need to vet that mentor. Where people make a big mistake at, this is the reason why so many people get taken advantage of, because they don't do their due diligence and actually check the track record of that person that they're confiding in with their business. And this is the reason why so many people, businesses fail under the tutelage of a so-called mentor. So I would say ensure that this person that you have consulted and has entrust with your business, okay, which is, by the way, a wealth creating and transferring tool, make sure that this person is qualified to teach you. Also, familiarize yourself with your state laws as it relates to the requirements for your business. Unfortunately, a lot of people, they've missed out on the EIDL loans, the PPP loans, because they say I have a business, but you're not on record. So you must understand the legality piece about business. Also, you must learn how to sustain your business, grow, sustain, and protect your business. It's imperative that you understand these things. Understand business credit. Understand to stop using your personal credit and to learn about business credit. What is a payday score? A lot of us don't know what that is. Your payday score is it's synonymous to your personal score, but it's just for your business, right? And so we need that in order for us to get funding. One of the major reasons why a lot of Black-owned businesses topple is because we don't have the funding. We don't understand structure, right? And so this is what harms us. So learn about the paperwork. In fact, the only thing you need to do, guess what? Believe it or not, call your bank.
Yeah.
Call your bank. I promise you. That's exactly what my wife and I did when we had a business. We had a networking business at one point. And that's exactly what we did. We just simply called, even before we got loans. Hey, what is your requirements? What documentation do I need to be able to present to you, right? And they'll tell you why. Because you help them stay in business. You help them get to the money. And they make more money by helping you get money, right?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
consult your banker, find out, hey, what's the requirements for me to be able to um, start a business, legal documentation, because also, uh, may I expound, Tammy? I'm not going
Yes,
over.
please. No,
Okay.
please.
So you want to make sure that you have a business account. This hurts a lot of people too. Because when you really want to get to the money, family, which I know a lot of us, we love to have money in our community. We like to look good, smell good, drive good, live good.
That's
So hey,
right.
if you want to get to the money, family, then you have to understand these things. You have to show retention. What is that? Money being maintained, not just only coming in, okay, not just going out, but what are you holding on to? And you need a bank account. You need
Mm-hmm.
a business bank account. You need your business registered with the state. Okay, you need your EIN number, which you can get for free if you go on the IRS website.
That's
Okay, your
right.
Dun and Bradstreet number that you need to get. That's how you get business credit. I'm just want to drop some jewels on you.
I'm
Okay,
telling you.
and that's how you get your paid X score. Then you get these net accounts, your net 30 accounts, your net 60 accounts. Even some go to 90. You could go to Uline, you could go to Granger, okay? And there are some more out there, but those are the main ones that you definitely don't have to have a hefty amount of cash on hand to be able to get that business credit, okay? That's to get your business going. You have to pay it on
Mm-hmm.
time,
Mm-hmm.
even though it doesn't affect your personal credit. You have to pay it on time. So you want to be able to get a coach that is able to share things like that with you that the average person does not know.
That's right. Well, listen, I can tell you right now, folks listening right now, they're gonna say, "I want Coach Bakari and Coach Amani." I
Oh
need, I
yes,
need some. We
lessons
need
learned.
some help. We
Yes.
had a comment a minute ago, and it was from Sharon. If you can show that, please. Uh,
Oh,
what should
that's
that's
a
a
wonderful
that's a
question.
great
Well, first of
question.
all, what I always tell people is you can't invest money you don't have. So as I stated earlier, that I became debt free. So that's what now to a degree, because first of all, let me be clear. It depends on who you're listening to as it relates to debt. Let me share something with you, okay? And this is not me trying to be a show off or anything. My mentors in real estate, I have a mentor in real estate. I have a mentor in life insurance. Okay, I have a mentor in the e-commerce piece. All are millionaires. So what am I saying? I'm saying to you that they get loans. Walmart get loans. There's a such thing as bad debt and good debt. Let me tell you what bad debt is. Excessive debt. If that debt keeps you from making money and it takes and nothing is coming in, it's constantly going out but nothing coming back, that's bad debt,
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
So now I'm not talking about if you're using your credit card and you're trying to build your credit, okay, because you pay it off before the statement date, way before the statement date. So look, I say about 7, 14 days before that statement date, even if you max it out, if you pay it before then, it won't hit your report. That's just a jewel for you. But yes, I believe that you should get out of debt first, because why would take that money? And remember, if you're in debt like that, that means that your credit score is bad. So you won't
Mm,
be able to get to the money. Because believe it or not, you have a PG when you're dealing with certain uh, working capital accounts and business credit, where when you get to that point, like once you become seasoned and stuff like that,
mm-hmm,
personal
mm-hmm,
guarantees, which they
mm-hmm.
look at your personal credit, right, to make sure that you're creditable. Even when you're dealing with, some people don't know this, but even when you're dealing with private money lenders, remember, it's their private owned money. Some of them look at your credit report because they don't know you.
That's right. That's right.
You understand? So don't ever think that your credit score don't matter, because it's a lot of bad information. Oh, you no, I'm telling you what I know. Dealing with getting six figures accounts and stuff like, they, yes,
Yeah,
yes
they
they will.
That's right.
Certain banks, every bank is different. This is the reason why you want to make sure you don't leave nothing on the table. So get it all together so you get all the money.
That's it. That's it. We're gonna get all the money. You hear that, folks? Get all the money. So, what want to ask you, as you were talking about that, talk about Sky Financial and the services that you do offer.
Yeah, Sky Legacy.
Sky
It's a
Legacy.
legacy. Yes.
I apologize. Sky
No
Legacy.
worries, no worries, no problem. Sky Legacy Financial Services, what we do, we present families with the financial tools that they need in order for them to build a financial shelter for generations. We focus on uh, cash value life insurance overall totally, okay? But we specialize in cash value life insurance because you can utilize that as a wealth creating tool. What's the difference between term and cash value life insurance? The
Mm-hmm.
difference is one is just a death benefit, which is still good because you leave your family wealth when you transition. However, it's called life insurance. So you want to be able to enjoy the money while you're alive, right? So with
Mm-hmm.
cash value life insurance, according to tax code 7702A, it is tax free.
Mm.
Tax free. Okay.
Mm.
And so it has what's called a MEC, a modified endowment contract connected to it, meaning that the government gives you a limitation on how much money you can pour in there before you get taxed. So you can literally get a policy where you can literally put 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way up, okay, into this account, and your money, because the compounded interest grows annually and is tax free. You don't have to be concerned about an early withdrawal penalty fee like a Roth IRA, an IRA. Okay. And of course, there are some grounds for the IRAs, like if you get in a home or, medical reasons and things of that nature. However, you restrict it with the cash value policy. There's none of that. There's no age restriction. You don't have to wait till you're 59 and a half to withdraw money out. So you can literally leave your money in there. You could get a loan against that money. Your money stays in that account, and your interest on that money causes your money to grow.
Ah, come on, come
Also,
on.
you also get with cash value life insurance called living benefits. So you have terminal illness, a chronic illness, critical injury. So if you have a qualifying situation with all of the above, you literally get a stipend from that policy should something happen to you in all of those areas.
Mm.
In fact, there's a company that I work with, even with term, and our company that I'm with, we're the only ones I'm aware of that does this. Even with a term policy, you get living benefits with that term policy. So you'll get terminal illness, chronic illness, okay, critical illness, and,
Mm-hmm.
critical injury. You'll get all of the above. And if something happens to you, guess what that does? It compensates for money that you don't have because of you being sick. And it also adds to the money if you're on a job and you get sick leave. Guess what? You get additional money on top of that.
Mm. Wow. Okay, so folks need to get in touch with you. We're going to show them because I think it's time for us to show that website, Sky Legacy Financial,
Yes.
to show the
And I
website.
also add, because we have some more tools for the family, if I
Wow.
may.
Yeah, please come on,
Okay,
because
wonderful.
you are these are
We also
nuggets.
help you. All praises. We also help you, with credit restoration. We help you with business credit and business funding. Again, we believe in turning your credit into cash. Listen, you don't have to continue to be on the wing in the prayer, brothers and sisters. Okay, this is something that we have to get out of our head. We got to stop calling everything the devil. Listen, sometimes it's because we didn't do our part, the reason why we're getting denied, when we know that that's what we need to do in order for us to stop getting denied.
Mm.
So you have to deny yourself. You got to rebuke yourself, that bad spending habit you got. Huh?
Yeah.
And you have to learn how to manage your monies. You understand? You know what I'm saying? So everything is not an outside force. Okay? So Get your credit together so you can use that to get your family into the home that you want. You can use the power of credit to get you out of the hood, because
Mm-hmm.
now you can qualify for a better home in a better neighborhood, and now your children can go to a better school and they
Schools.
can live in a safer environment. So you
Mm-hmm.
leverage that. You leverage that credit for you to get a better vehicle, a more reliable vehicle, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is the importance of that. You know,
Wow.
and you don't have to be concerned about getting denied, right? This is what we're tired of. We're tired of seeing our family discouraged because they keep getting told no.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when your
Mm-hmm.
credit is in the right place and you go to the right bank, okay, which is black people friendly, okay,
Yes. Yes.
you go to
Yes.
the right lender. Let's just be real, and they're just really about making money. They're not concerned about what you look like. They're just concerned about what that green look like. Well, you need
Mm-hmm.
to find one of them banks.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
All right.
So
Yeah.
anyway, we also help you with, as I aforementioned, business credit and business funding. That's what we also help. So entrepreneurs, if you're tired of exhausting your personal resources, listen, let us just be frank about this. It haven't been a bed of roses for my wife and I, and that's the reason why we're also growing in this arena as well. It is helping to defray the cost. It has helped us to stop using our credit cards, our personal credit cards. You want business credit
Credit
cards.
cards.
Why?
Mm-hmm.
So you can build your business credit. You can call your banks as well. Ask them, hey, I would like to apply for a business credit card. How do I go about doing that? And you can start building up your business credit. Bank of America, Wells Fargo, okay? You can try like One United Bank. That's a black-owned bank. Talk to them, you
Wow.
know, and you
Wow.
can start building up that business credit, and it'll help you to stop exhausting your personal resources,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So,
right?
so, so, as you've been talking about this, and you just mentioned something, you said that it hadn't always been a bed of roses
Oh
for
no,
you and Amani. I
oh
want
no.
you to kind of touch on the best and worst moments in your careers.
Us exhausting our personal funds, and our credit started to go down because we was exhausting our personal funds. And this is how we know. This is the reason why we preach this, because we never knew. And also, you have to understand how business credit works. Like some people think that, well, let me tell you, one time we went to the dealership and
Mm-hmm.
we just heard about business credit. This is the reason why you need the right teachers in your life. And they just said, oh, you can go get a vehicle. But they never talked about you had to have a seasoned business credit, meaning that you got a Paydex score that shows up, like it does
Uh-huh.
in Grass Street, Nove. Also you could get it through Equifax, as well. Experian, rather, excuse me. You can get it there, and you can get your business credit set up where you can see it, right? So if you
Mm-hmm.
have no business credit, you can't get the vehicle.
That's right.
So I can even get we couldn't even get a certain, like a card at Home Depot. Why? Because it wasn't seasoned. We didn't have seasoned business credit. So
Mm-hmm.
it's more to it than just having a business. Business credit, you have to understand how it works and what is the protocol. And then once you find out, you be able to position yourself better. One of the best cards you can get is a gas card for your business. A gas card. Get you a gas card. Watch that. Watch that. I recommend A to B. I like to recommend our own people. First and foremost, get you an A to B gas card, and what that'll help you do is build your business credit. You can get maintenance work done when you get up to a certain dollar amount, okay, and you get good business credit. You be able to go into stores, you be able to buy certain things in the stores and everything else like that with your business credit, right? So you
Mm-hmm.
get your gas card.
A gas, and you said it's the A to B gas
Yes, it's
card.
called A to B. Literally, the letter A, the word two, and then B. The letter B. A to B.
Okay. All right, folks, you listening to this? All
Yes.
right. Listen, you know what, Bakari, you brought your video, and we hadn't even had an opportunity to show your video. And so I want to show your video right now, so that they'll be able to, they'll be able to see exactly what you've been talking about all this time. So we're going to show this video.
We are constantly helping other individuals to build and continue their family legacy. When we go to work, when we spend money at certain places, for instance, McDonald's, Wendy's, Walmart, what about taking your dollars and making sure that your family legacy is created?
I tell you what, I'm sorry. Listen, I know they're gonna get me. The producer's gonna get me because I'm up here hitting buttons that I shouldn't be hitting. Sorry, y'all.
You and my wife's sisters.
Yeah. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. But it's powerful to hear a brother talk about, where you are and being wealthy, and to really get the community and help our community, our folks in our community become wealthy,
Yes.
be successful.
That's right.
And so the question, and I didn't ask this before, about the lifestyle, about the Akabulan lifestyle. What's the difference in that from the other marketplaces like Buy Black and I think it's called Baba's Black. Wait a minute, come on, y'all. Amazon, but it's Blamazon.
Oh, you just taught me one right there because I never heard of that one. But I definitely heard of We Buy Black, and
right.
And the difference between is that We Buy Black actually is like an Amazon. It's like it's a black Amazon actually.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have various retailers, you have various vendors that come on there, and the difference between the two is literally our store. It's a family-owned business. It's not multiple vendors on there. It's literally our products from our family brand.
Wow. Well, that helps us a whole lot, because now we should be able to buy from you and your lifestyle, your LLC.
Yes, come on, family.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. I keep telling people we have to help each other. Yeah, we have to help each other. To the point that we have to encourage, just like you encouraging people to do what's in the community, to be a part of what's going on, to learn about how to be successful in business, how you're going to be successful, how you're going to get this life insurance. You taught me something. I know about a trust because my mother had a trust, my father had a trust. But when you talk about cash value insurance, I'm like, okay, I'm writing this down because I wasn't aware of that. Wonderful. So, these are nuggets that you are teaching us, and it's great information. And I just want to say thank you so much for all that you have given us. And my question I have for you is, how do you define success?
Well, to me, it's helping other people. It's helping other people. To me, when you look at success, it should be from your point of view. Like for instance, me being from the ghetto. Yes, we're in a 3,000 square foot home and stuff like that, but to somebody else, that may be nothing. So I personally believe that you have to look at it from your perspective in life. What do you see it as? What do you see as being accomplished? Because everybody's view is the same. I would never make this a blanketed definition, because it's personal. Some people, they're not successful until they get the Bentley, until they get the $1 million. For me, success is helping my family and helping my community to create and transfer wealth, to put in a system where they can do that for generations. So for me, success is helping others help themselves. And for me also, it is dealing with finances as having more than enough, to where I can get what I want, get what I need, and I can look at my bank account and I still have more than enough, in that bank
Mm-hmm.
account.
Mm-hmm.
Where my bank account isn't less than the items that I bought, because that's a problem when what you bought, has more value than what's in your account.
Yes, yes.
That's a problem. You got $1,000 purse, but you only got $1 in your bank. No,
Come
no, no,
on.
no, no.
Woo! You said a word there. You said a word there. And until we get to understand that, just like I see people buying all the televisions, and I always say, well, you got that 100-inch television, but where else, what do you have to show for it?
Yeah, but you don't got $100 in your account, but you got a 100-inch television.
Come on. If there's
See?
such a thing as a 100-inch, I just made that up, folks.
It's all good.
Don't write
Just
me
an
and don't
example.
yeah, listen, don't write me and say, Tammy, there's not a 100-inch television. We're just having fun and talking,
That's right. That's
you
right.
know. But you are so correct in when you say that, because when I look at folks that buy all these fancy cars and all, and then you drive by the house, and the house may be falling apart. You haven't put any resources into your house, but you put resources into your Bentley or into your Mercedes
That's right.
or your Lexus or whatever the case may be.
That's right. And there's
Uh,
nothing wrong with that, because when you are in a certain business, like for instance, myself, I'm in the financial industry. The truth is some people don't take you serious. But see, here is my thing. Warren Buffett is a multi-billionaire, not a millionaire, not a millionaire.
that's right.
This man is a multi-billionaire.
Billionaire. That's speaking.
This man is worth about 60 plus. I may be off. It may be more than that, actually. But the man is worth billions like that. And he drives a Cadillac.
That's right.
And
Use.
he don't live in a mansion. But yet his bank account says that he rich.
Yeah,
So here we go, family. When your bank account say you rich, it don't matter what nobody think. It's
that's
about
right.
what's reality.
That's
And
right.
the reality is you are. And that
Wow.
don't mean that just because your house and the car you drive and your watch and the diamonds in your ring, just because it don't say rich, don't mean that you're not. It don't matter. You live your life. What I like to say is live a simply wealthy life.
Mm.
I call it living a simply wealthy life. It don't matter if nobody think that I'm so what. What they think don't matter. It's what I know. It's what
Wow.
my accountant knows.
That's right.
It's
That's
what
right.
my wife knows. It's
No.
what my family know, because they know that their inheritance is going to be passed to them.
And that's the key. Leaving a legacy. I want
That's
to
it.
ask you, because we're running out of time. What's
Okay.
next? What's next, Bakari? What's next for Bakari and Amani? What's next?
Commercial real estate.
All right. Wow.
Commercial real estate. That's
Okay.
definitely our next goal.
But we're
It's
gonna come
commercial real estate.
when you all have that. We're gonna come back. You're gonna come back and talk about that commercial real estate. So, last thing, 3 words that describe you.
3 words:
3 words.
humble, honest, and truthful.
Humble, honest, and truthful. All right. Wow. Bakari, it has been a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And Amani, thank you for joining the show as well. Like I said, you all are a powerhouse. Yes, ma'am. Trip to Africa. We getting ready for it. I already told
Oh,
Roger.
yeah, that's right. Thank you, sweetheart. Yeah,
Yeah.
trip to Africa.
Talk about that right quick.
Oh, well,
Oh.
I found out that Mende on my
Mhm.
mother's side, which is Gullah Geechee,
Yeah.
and my wife, she's Gullah Geechee. So
All right.
what we're going to do is we're going to plan a trip for us to go over to Sierra Leone, where my people, the Mende people is, and as well as my wife people as well. And we're going to go over there and familiarize ourselves with our country that we was taken away from due to colonization and slavery. So
That's
we want
right.
to reconnect with our motherland, where our ancestors came from.
All right. Well, we want to thank you so much. Listen, keep me posted
Will
about the
do.
trip to Africa. And Amani, thank you so much for joining the show. You were great with the comments and helping us. We really appreciate you. You said get a citizenship. All right. All right.
Yes, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. See,
That's
that's
right.
why you need to see that virtuous woman, man.
Yeah, come on,
That's
come
that
on.
Proverbs 31 woman. See, y'all, that's the reason why I'm at. Never mind. We'll have another show on that.
That's right. A man on a mission is what Joyce said. Listen, and I'm Gullah Geechee too. You know, I'm from Charleston, South Carolina, so you know I'm
Sister,
straight up Gullah Geechee.
my
Straight,
fanboo,
yeah,
as we would say in
Fambu,
the middays,
Fam,
our fanboo family.
Fambu. That's right, Mende Fambu. So listen, I want to thank you so much, Bakari, for being on the show. You're going to come back. I'm gonna have you come back. You know, we're going to share some things. I want to talk to you. I'm gonna give you all a call, and we're gonna see what we can come up with this so that you can be on the Tammy Show to give us these continued nuggets. Continue giving us these nuggets.
Okay, let's
You
do it.
like, yeah, okay. I appreciate it. Listen, you
No,
take care of yourself, and my brother,
you too.
many blessings, many
Thank you.
blessings. And Amani, thank you, my darling. All right. All right. We'll be right back. Talking about being right back. Listen, thank you so much, Bakari, and I'll see you the next time. Okay.
You're
All
welcome.
right. Okay. Bye bye. All right. Listen, folks, I don't know about you, but this has been a phenomenal show. So many nuggets were shared on the show today. And I mean, we've got comments coming from everywhere. Thank you, folks, for joining us. I mean, we had a packed show today. And so I want to thank you all for being on the show and always being so supportive. I want to thank Lady J, Decor by Lady J, who has made this studio really beautiful. And you've got to see it. We're going to talk about that the next time. I think I'm going to share that the next time. I want to thank our producers, Alicia, assistant producer, Tiana, Willie, and Felicia, of course. You couldn't do it without you. Please subscribe to the Tammy TV Show on YouTube. You have to hit that subscribe button, and that is the Tammy TV Show. Let us be a blessing to somebody today and every day. So I want you to have a safe and wonderful week, and you take care of yourself. Remember, always take care of yourself, be good to yourself, and be safe. Take care. Bye bye.